Hello children, today we are going to learn sixth lesson. Your sixth lesson is Administrative System and Architecture during the Medieval Age. You have been briefed about the Rajput kings and dynasties in your fourth chapter. In this chapter, you will learn about administrative system, literature, architecture, and external invasions during Rajput age. First one, administrative system during the Rajput age. After the 7th century, various Rajput dynasties ruled in India. However, even though different dynasties came to power, there was little changes in the administrative system. Though kinship was hereditary, it was not compulsory that the eldest son would always automatically become the next king. This is why, in many cases, after the death of king, there was a struggle for succession among the princes. To solve this crisis, sometimes the king nominated or selected the crown princess or Yuvaraja during his reign. For example, a committee of Brahmins selected King Yashaskhara in Kashmir, and the Council of Ministers appointed King Kumarapal in Gujarat. The ministers were appointed to assist the king in his administration of the kingdom. Kings carried out administration keeping in view the good of people and general welfare of people. Sometimes people became victims of poor or wrong administrative policies. Village institutions were very important during the medieval period. In the medieval period, panchayats carried out administration in villages. The head of the panchayat was called Mukhi or Sarpanch, and he was responsible for protecting and delivering justice to the villages. Still, in certain cases, Gram Sabha would also give justice and punish the guilty. Even today at the village level, the Gram Panchayat or the elders of the Panchayat provide guidelines to the people. At that time, land revenue was the main income of the kingdom. Sixth part of the cultivation was taken as the land revenue in medieval economic system. Landlords collected the tax and paid tribute to the kings. Second point, literature. During the Rajput age, there was a lot of religious writing as well as literature of various kinds. Many literary works were composed in Sanskrit, Prakrit, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, etc. In this age, two epics were composed by two great poets. The great Sanskrit poet Magh was composed the epic Shishupal Vada. In this epic, he was narrated how Lord Krishna killed Shishupal. The great poet Sri Harsh had composed the epic Neshad Charita, in which he described the love story of Nal and Damayanti. Jain Muni Hemachandracharya wrote Kumarpal Charita based on the life of the Solanki king of Gujarat, Kumarpal. Besides, Hemachandracharya wrote first grammar book in literature named Siddham Shabdanushashan. This book was considered so important that it was placed on an elephant during a procession in Patan in Gujarat. Bhavbudhi wrote a Sanskrit play named Uttar Ramcharita. Narayana Pandit composed a collection of stories based on Panchatantra named Hitopadesh. Several other literary volumes like Mudra Rakshasa of Vishagadatta, Rajatarangini of Kalhar, Vikramadev Chand of Bilhan, Katha Sarit Sagar of Somdeva, Prithviraj Raso of Chand Bardhaye, Prabodh Chindamani of Merutunka, etc., were composed in this age. Medieval Rajput kings were greatly fond of constructing grand and artistic buildings. The chief constructions among them are temples, forts, palaces, lakes, ponds, wells, etc. Among the temples, Khajuraho Temple in Madhya Pradesh, Puri Temple of Lord Jagannath of Bhubaneswar in Odisha are famous for their architecture and sculpture. The Sun Temple of Konark in Odisha was also built during that time. The Konark temple was constructed with great finesse and was shaped like a chariot driven by 7 horses. Among the other sun temples of India, the Martant Temple of Kashmir, Modhera Sun Temple of Gujarat are famous. Modhera Sun Temple dedicated to the solar deity Surya, located at Modhera village of Mehsana district in Gujarat. A prominent feature of the Modhera temple is that the first rays of the sun fall directly on the idol. Somanath temple of Lord Shiva near Veravel in Gujarat was also built during that time. The Ellora caves of the Deccan have caves representing three religions of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Among them, the Kailash temple, the largest of the rock-cut Hindu temples at the Ellora caves in Maharashtra, is very famous. The Elephanta caves in the Arabian Sea near Mumbai have a beautiful three-faced sculpture of Lord Shiva. The temples of South India are especially well known for their tall and imposing gateways called gopurams. A gopuram or gopura is a monumental entrance tower at the entrance of a Hindu temple. The Meenakshi temple at Madurai in Tamil Nadu is famous all over India. Thus, there was a considerable development in sculpture and architecture in this age. Mahmud Ghazni. During 1000 to 1075 CE, Sultan Mahmud Ghazni of Ghazna attacked India many times. He looted the famous Somanath temple of Lord Shiva near Veravel of Gujarat during the rule of Bhimdev Solanki. After the demise of Mahmud Ghazni, the leaders of Ghazna started competing for the throne. Then Shahabuddin Ghori came to the throne of Ghazna. He also attacked India. The great queen of Anilwada Patan Neika Devi defeated Shahabuddin Ghori and therefore did not attack India for 12 years. At that time, Prithviraj Chauhan was ruling over Delhi. He defeated Shahabuddin Ghori the first time, and the second time Shahabuddin Ghori defeated the Rajput ruler Prithviraj Chauhan and established his rule on Delhi. With his defeat, the Rajput rule came to an end in Delhi. After the death of Shahabuddin Ghori, his slave Qutbuddin Aibak established slave dynasty in Delhi called the Delhi Sultanate. We will learn about Delhi Sultanate in your 8th lesson. Here ends your 6th lesson. Thank you.